Welcome to my channel. Nicole here speaking, and this is the second video. Actually, it's the first. It's the very first video I have that I'll be uploading to my channel really soon. Here to talk to you a little bit about me, but this is not really about me. It's all about you, and that's my goal to make for the purpose of recording. I was gonna say recreating, but recording this video. So I have been dealing with something that I didn't accept until like maybe 3 years ago, and I've accepted it in a sense that I've been dealing with it for a lot longer. And that's anxiety, and I have not been clinically depressed, clinically diagnosed with it. I've accepted, based on my symptoms, that I have had some panic attacks in my life, a few of them. I constantly worry and fear things may happen. So, and when I say worry, I've been worrying since 13. I had dealt with bullying, and, you know, I would definitely say somewhat vividly, I do remember every day I've dealt with going into school buildings, worrying about, what was going to happen, creating these scenarios that could potentially happen in my mind, me being picked on where the fit was, my hair being pulled, food thrown at me, being provoked verbally, being approached a lot of times, having notes being sent to me about, he said, she said mess. And I dealt with that every day, from the time I was 12 or 13. And I never shared this on social media, but I don't see me being a victim of anything in my life, and that is something I'm totally against. And I say this very strongly because in the concept that there are so many people already, there are so many people that are victims already. Why become another? Why? And I'm definitely not a victim in my life. I choose not to be a victim or victimize anything. I choose to share my story because I know I'm not alone, and I see myself more of a way to be able to help people, not just verbally. Doing this through video is the most digitalized way I feel I can really, get my um, purpose of sharing my story and becoming a solution, a source to many people, in the future, whoever I do business with. So this is just to shed some light on, how myself as an example to be a role model for others, to mentor to others, how you can do the same thing. It's all on your own accord, your own timing and comfortability and confidence. But anyways, the point is, as I've been dealing with anxiety, and I didn't come along to really accept it until like a couple of years ago, as I mentioned. And I have been trying to build a brand for like 4 years now. And I just felt that with my struggling of doing that, I think anxiety was probably the main thing and the main reason why I've taken so long to really do this right now, record this video about the very thing that has been making me feel why I haven't gotten to a place in my life where I want to be financially, comfortably, foundationally, I would say, for the most part. Yeah. And the last couple of days, I had been worrying about my brand. I had been worrying about where I'm going to be in the next 5 years. I contemplate a lot on, or should I say, I dwell a lot on my past, and there's nothing I can do about that. I can't change it. I can use it to try to shed light for others on showing you what not to do versus what I could have done differently. But the saying goes, it's either you regret or don't regret. And I choose not to regret, maybe very little, but not much. But anyways, if you're a person like myself dealing with anxiety, you've dealt with depression, and that's a different, set of, worries. But my thing is, neither one is good. Mental health is a very serious thing, and maybe I do feel that it's not being measured to the extent that it is a very detrimental problem issue. I hope I'm using that term correctly. Just try to be careful about, using very words I articulate to try to fill in the blank, because I don't like using ums or pauses. Those are things that I am still working on currently. But right now is to shed light on who I am, to get you to see who I am, and be as transparent about anything and everything I say in these videos. So I am not someone who's to be on social media to gain fame or anything like that. Um, Again, as I said, I'm still working on my arms, but here I am, a woman, an individual, business person, everything I'm choosing to be in the same sense to help people like you watching this video. If you're someone watching this that's dealing or have dealt with or battling currently with anxiety, you are not alone. And here's one thing I will share. The one thing that got me through my 2 years of dealing with anxiety at my jobs was, and I will say this sincerely, was my mindset. My mindset was the very thing I had with me from the time I entered my first day of my job to the day I left my job. And the concept is putting yourself, centering your focus on people who are working. Put yourself on a map. I thought about people outside this building, not right now, but at the time I was dishwashing, bussing tables, hostessing. I always thought about people who were like me in a sense that they're working. They work a 9 to 5. They probably are single parents or nope, or just a single person, family, no family. And I expanded that. I'm like, there's millions of people that are working. Put it in the concept even further. Business would not be operating without people. So whether, if it's you bartending or you're working a labor job, if you're working at an office, 8, 9, 10 hours out the day. I'm sorry, I had to really correct myself for saying it. But anyway, any job that is a people's business job, that could be on any level. I always kept my mindset that I'm not the only one here working and dealing with what I'm dealing with in my mind. Another thing that additionally that kept me going, pushing myself further, was that how you look at things, your perspective is everything, especially in the sense where you're looking at something so big and it looks to be so difficult. Don't measure how things look to you and feel like you can't do it. If you feel like that and you look at it like that, you won't get further. And it's you and your limiting setting yourself back. Your limiting belief sets you back. And so I kept my focus. Big things, washing a big ass pot, it's nothing. But in the frame that I was in, well, there are my coworkers. They're working and they have to constantly go in and out the kitchen with serving orders, being yelled at by cooks. Cooks are getting the most heat right now because they're under sweat, under a lot of heat. I mean, everybody's under heat, right? In a kitchen, in a restaurant, that's the place of work I was in at the time. And the environment is just hectic. So everybody played their part. I always kept my mind in a business sense that no matter, what position or role I played in, I'm a team player. And that's my exact, personality. I'm like, I don't care what's been said about me yesterday or in the last 5-10 minutes or an hour. This is a business. I am a business. Whether if I'm working on dishes, or I'm prepping food, or I'm doing janitorial work, or I'm helping outside with the service, helping them to clean tables so they can reset and, regreet and do their job. It's a repeat. It's a rinse, repeat, cycle. I just kept my mindset that I'm a business person, no matter how much, I may feel. I always kept my focus up here. My mindset is elevated. And that's how you should feel in your mind every day. Attitude wise, emotionally, unconditionally. You are worth everything that you have inside you. And given that, given what I said, this has allowed me to feel that, I've always been strong. I've always had this very strong heart-like sense in mind. Like, I have the capability. I'm strong. I have attitude. I have attitude. I have charisma. I have everything in my mind. When you feel that, you take it and you execute. You go in with everything that you have and you make that shit happen. Okay, and normally I do not like to cuss because I just find it's not really professional in my sense of, me being here recording this video for, you know, shedding light, sharing, and being a source for the most part. But it's true. It is true. So you ever look at something so big and feel like you can't do it? Look at it this way. Life ain't never easy. And another thing I'll say that once I allowed and accepted that life ain't never easy, life is never easy. Life is full of obstacles. Life is full of adventure. Life is full of challenges. Challenges to help you challenge yourself that what you see is big, it's not really that difficult. You got two ways of looking at your life. Life is easy or life is difficult. Life is never easy. Life is always going to be how you look at it in your perspective. So give yourself the room capacity to practice, exercise these mental habits. Allow them to become sustainable, because this is what allowed me to feel exactly how I'm feeling now and how I felt in the past going forward. Building your mindset is all about strengthening and training and process. So get yourself into the process of training and strengthening your mental habits. And this will allow you to continue pushing yourself forward. I will see you guys in another video.